Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching this. As always, thanks for watching Common Sense Fishing. So I'm back, folks. Just got back from the Grand Canyon from New Mexico. Had to drop my daughter and son off in New Mexico for custody. My ex-wife gets them for the summer, but there's something special going on this year. So my daughter's going to go live with my ex-wife out in Oklahoma. So I got to keep them for most of the summer. And so I dropped my daughter and son off a little early. And then in a week and a half or so, my son's going to come back and I'm going to go pick him up. So um, for now, though, I just had to go do that. So I've been gone for about a week. It was about 4 or 5 days. Quite a drive. We had to go to drive all the way and then back. And then, so we decided we'd take a bit of time out of it, and we stopped at the Grand Canyon. We went up to Meow Wolf in Santa Fe. We got to do some fun stuff and just diddle around on, take our time on the way up there. So did that, got back, and finishing up this summer with the heating and air conditioning. It's going to be another busy month or so with that. But super excited to try to bring some changes here. Hey, Mad Bass, thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for being on, and I'm glad to be back. So we're going to have our members giveaway plus a regular giveaway tonight for you guys as well. So don't forget to smash the button, share the video, let everybody know, get in on the goods. But just going to talk about the trip real quick, talk about what's been going on. Then we're going to jump into some fishing talk, talk about what I've been doing lately, and also what are the plans with the channel here. So we'll finish up, like I said, the talk about the trip. So of course, yeah, I've been in New Mexico. He got it already there. Yep. And for those of you who know, just comment, giveaway, hit the like button, and you guys are in. Then we'll have it later. Then you guys can listen to me and we can hang out. But went to the Grand Canyon. I've been there about 4 times already. So it's same thing once you've been there a couple times, but it was great to take the kids. They had been before, but they were very young and they didn't think it was going to be this big a deal. When they got there, they had a great time. They were flabbergasted by how huge it was. We'd walk and walk and walk, and we'd go like a mile away, and it seemed like you're still in the same spot. Like the canyon's just so huge. And did a bunch of walking around, taking pictures, sightseeing, playing with the squirrels. Got a lot of photos of the kids messing with the squirrels. That was great. Squirrels come right up to you and then ask you for food. It's so awesome. So kids were petting them. But so we did that, and then stopped at some of the Route 66 stuff. Hey, Big Joe, thanks for joining us tonight. You get in on the giveaway. So just remember to comment giveaway and hit that like, and you're covered. So anyways, stopped at like Route 66 diners, some stuff like that. Got into New Mexico, hung out with the wife's family that lives there, and did some shopping, just hanging out. And then we went up the next day to Meow Wolf in Santa Fe. So if any of you guys seen any weird random videos or shorts that I've posted lately, that's probably going to be at Meow Wolf. It's like an art installation that's like massive, and they do all this crazy like Alice in Wonderland trippy stuff, and there's story to be told, and there's like hidden stuff. They let you open doors, they open drawers and microwaves and toasters, and you can walk in the fridge and go slide down the oven opens, the fridge opens, things, one room goes to another room. It's just the craziest adventure ever. So at least to do it once, it was really fun. I had a great time. Kids had a good time. So we did that. So if you guys get a chance, check out Meow Wolf. Check out my shorts that I've put if you guys are interested to kind of see what the place is about. So it was a real fun time with the family. And then, the sad part of, sending the kids off, at least one of them until Thanksgiving, and then until next summer, spring break. And then one of them will be back in about a week and a half. They're teenagers now. They're getting old. So, it's like I decided if she wants to go spend a year with her mom or more, I'm not going to fight it. I'm not, she knows what she wants, so I'll let her. So anyways, that's what I've been up to for about a week, other than the good old, air conditioning and heating. Hey, Pedro, thank you for the comment. And yeah, I had a safe trip, and I'm glad to help out and share with the community. Hey, Cody Conway, how's it going? Gerbs, nice to see you on. Appreciate everybody. So, basically catching everybody up on my Grand Canyon trip, and taking the kids to New Mexico. Um, Man, we went through a storm, so I'll finish that up here in a bit. The flash flooding, we were through that, through Vegas. Basically, we wouldn't go through Vegas, but all that flooding, that we drove right through while all that was happening. Um, Talking about again some changes. So I really am working. I swear, I know I keep saying this, but I'm working on getting some people to sit in with me. We're gonna have a couple chairs here. I got to kind of figure out how far to be away from the camera, where we're gonna set up, and we're gonna do like a back and forth conversation, communication with some other fishermen and women about like what they think, their ideas. We'll chat. We'll have a back and forth. I'm sure we'll crack jokes and talk ish. Interesting to have a second or even third opinion and perspective, and then you guys can chime in, and every once in a while, once we're done arguing, and we can read the comments, we can be interactive with you guys. So I'm super excited to hopefully get that going soon. I got a good buddy who's showing up this week, a friend of mine that I've been friends with for like 30 years. He caught like almost a 40-pound bag for best buy fish or something, the best limit I've ever seen in my life. As a matter of fact, I could write the weights down because I remember, but I don't remember what his five was. But he actually got about seven, I think, a total of like seven fish. We got skunked. Dude's a legend in my book. He's not the greatest fisherman, but man, I love fishing with him. He's usually drunk as all hell. He's like watching Steve the lawnmower guy, I swear. He's a super cool dude, really awesome, nice guy. Entertaining as I'll get out though, so I think you guys will enjoy having him on the show. So I'm looking at hopefully having him on this week. He's going to come help me do some air conditioning work, and then once we're done and we have some time off, we're going to do the show together, hopefully. So I'm super excited to get Mike on. Hopefully, we'll get him on, his brother Eli, or at least Mike, and then we'll go from there. See if we can get some more people involved with this, and get some of my buddies out here. Some of the YouTube viewers that are local, if you guys want to come in and sit in and do one of the shows with me, let me know. You're invited. We'll do stuff like that. So if you fished with me before, if you have your own insights, if you haven't, I want to kind of create something here that's just different that nobody else is doing out there. So that way we really have a unique, awesome community here. And I think we've already got it, but we're building it, right? We're almost at 2,000. So I promised everybody when we hit 2,000 subs, we have a real big giveaway. And we're so close that I could probably tell everybody what I'm going to do for the giveaway, blast it all over Facebook, and hit 2,000 subs. But that gain of that additional 100 plus subs that I need to get there is probably going to be mostly people that will cancel, a week or two, or just unsub as soon as the giveaway is over. So, I want to wait till we organically hit a steady 2,000. We're going to have a huge giveaway. I'm going to do something real nice, and that should be coming around the corner soon. So share the videos if you guys get a chance. Hit that like button. Comment on the videos when you see them on YouTube, not just here in the live section, because it helps the algorithm. So appreciate all the support. So anyways, let's finish up the trip. So on the way here, yeah, we caught the flash flood warnings. We drove through the flood. It was crazy to leave California 103 degrees, and then within so many hours be in just a monsoon and storm and lightning and just dark at 5 o'clock and just rain everywhere. It's crazy. Hey, keeping it real. Nice to see you on tonight. Don't forget, everybody, comment giveaway in the comment section. Get yourself entered into our giveaway tonight. So you can start now and do it throughout the video. You only need to comment giveaway once, but make sure you hit the like button if you can for me. And that gets you entered. And then when we do it later on, you don't have to worry about it. I'll go back and I'll check everybody. So anyways, yeah. Drove to Grand Canyon, New Mexico, seen crazy stuff, had fun times, sad moments. My kids are with their ex-wife now for a few weeks, and then one of them will be coming back full time while and I will only get to see my daughter a couple times a year now. So sucks, but she's a big girl, and maybe she'll change her mind. You never know. Either way, I'm here for her. I love her, support her. So we'll see what happens on that front. But other than that, though, the summer, is in full swing right now. We've got about another month and a half, a month of summer. So I'll be busy with that, but then I'll be getting heavily back into fishing. But I've really kind of lagged on the fishing this last month because I've been so heavily worried about my company and finances, building my company and being successful, that I really just haven't been doing much fishing. Because it's $200 a trip is knocking me down and pissing me off. I'm getting upset with these gas prices and these entrance fees at the lakes. I have to stick to fishing McClure for a while. Don Pedro's at $35, and then Tulick and New Maloney's are just insanely far. Too far. Eastman's good and decent and close, but I don't want to play out the little lakes. Success, I'd love to go fish that. That's far. LBC isn't too bad. It's in Los Banos. But I want to get turned away if I have a drop of water, or if the lake's full and I don't get there early enough. First come, first serve. Only so many boats allowed on the lake. So it's just been like, eh. So I've been doing some fishing though. But I tell you what, I've done 30 years of fishing. I'll share with you guys tonight what we're going to talk about after the giveaway and before it. We're going to talk about summer fishing. We're going to talk about some of the best lures to throw this summer, how you can catch some of the biggest fish. So in order to even do that, you really got to put yourself in the simple mindset of just trying to think in general, not like super high level, like I'm a fish, just what are they doing, right? So where are you fishing? What are the fish doing? What are the bait doing? Just kind of try to think. There's just general rules, the 101s. Not always correct, and fish break the rules all the time. Catch them doing things you shouldn't technically be supposed to, or that all the anglers, the pro anglers say, this and that, and it's opposite sometimes. That's just life. If anything, that's life. That's not just fishing, that's life. So anyways, but there are pretty much trusted and tried and true generalities of fishing, right? Let's just call them that. And so getting yourself familiar, if you're not really familiar with those, that's the first step. Just learning the cycle of the years. What are bass doing in the spring, summer, fall, winter, the transitions in between? Where do they like to hang out? And then what type of body of water are you fishing? Fishing tidal, delta, river, moving water, colder water. Are you fishing lakes? Are you fishing dirty water, clean water, right? Are you fishing like highland reservoirs, fishing lowland, shallower stuff with more cover, structure, usually dirtier water, versus a higher lake with steeper shorelines, more rock, less structure, and much cleaner water? So there's just some factors, obviously, but it's not rocket science once you kind of get the basics going on, right? And so just the first thing to do is just kind of understand the basic fish lifestyle, not even on a pro level, just on a basic level. Generally, what are the fish doing? Spawning in the spring, then they get active afterwards. Summertime, they're moving around and feeding dispersed throughout the lake. A lot of them will head upriver. A lot of them will head towards any exit waters like the dam or spillways. And then they'll be on main lake points and everywhere else in between on any structure. Throughout the summer, you'll find them out in the middle, moving around too, chasing either bait, balls of bait fish, the baby bass from that year's spawn if it's late enough in the summer, and also things like trout. What does your fishery got too? That plays a big role in it. What kind of forage is there or bait for your bass to eat, basically? So if you're in an area that have trout in it, that doesn't mean you can't throw a swim bait, because they'll still eat big fish or big swim baits even if the body of water has none, because there are other bass, they'll eat them too. And so the idea though is generalizing, right? So what's this body of water got? So if the body of water doesn't have any trout, has a ton of shad, has an abundance of things like crawfish, you know, bluegill, and other small minnows and things of that nature, then your bass are going to be keyed in on usually like a shad or minnow pattern most of the year, because that's what that lake offers. And then crawdads, jigs, and stuff like that the other times of the year. So those lakes can be fairly easier to break down as far as you're going to go with something that's a minnow imitation for most of the day or year or whatever time. Then you're going to go with maybe a jig or something like that. So when you start having lakes that have a real diverse ecosystem of bait, then it can be a little more challenging, and there's trout eaters out there. Those trout eaters, you can catch, you know, a moment of opportunity when the bass is just sitting there chilling next to a big rock or something, chilling in the shade, just ate a trout, and here comes your little drop shot. And sure, if it gets, you don't have to expend too much energy, and your lure passes right in front of it. Why not? But a lot of those big fish are drawn out to strike by things like swim baits, crankbaits, spinner baits, jigs, big profiles, bigger baits, moving baits, something that keys that fish in to want to hammer it. But you can also catch them on little dinky worms and all kinds of stuff, right? So, but again, then you can throw the whole book at them, right? So, but if your fishery has a lot of trout, has a lot of stuff like that, you might want to start throwing top water, swim baits, spinner baits, A rigs. You want to throw things that are going to represent the bait that those fish are keyed in on. So like McClure, we'll talk about McClure, Don Pedro, New Maloney's, and Tulik, the general Sierra Nevada mountain range area, all the way from, let's say, the not too far north, Comanche and such, down to, let's say, Success or so, right? That general Central Valley mountain range lake fishing is not always the same. Some lakes are great, some are not. There's a lot of different variations to the lake. McClure is a heck of a lot different than Don Pedro or Tulik, and Tulik's a lot different than Don Pedro. New Maloney's is a lot different than either or all of them. Eastman is very unique in itself as well. Pine Flat, stuff like that. Millerton, Shaver, they're all unique pretty much, even though they may seem similar, they're all unique and different, but they're all in the same region. So sometimes what can happen is the fish, usually if one lake's one way, another lake may be similar, not always, but you can kind of have a starting pattern. So if you're killing them at a lake and you go to fish a similar lake, you can usually transfer that pattern if it's the same time of year or same weather pattern, stuff like that, because the fish in this area all have the same weather, same light, same stuff like that to deal with. So, but anyways, so in the summertime, how to get them out of these, if you're fishing these, we'll cover those first. Delta, kind of the same thing, but we'll talk about that a little bit. But if you're fishing these mountain lakes, stuff like that, reservoirs, if you really want the big fish, stop trying to catch numbers. Put things like your worm down, use your graph, but also besides your graph, just even if you put the graph away, even, and fish like you would if you were on the shore or when you were a kid, when you were younger, when you were, right? You were looking for the biggest rocks. You were fishing all the docks, you were fishing all the structure, right? And then when you learned you can catch them offshore stuff and you started drop shotting, you started adding all this stuff, it can get almost confusing when you have so many tools in your toolbox. You got all these damn lures you can use now, and you've gotten good over the years. You've caught them on this, you've caught them on that, you've caught them on this. Now what can happen is you got to start trying to know when you're going to catch them best on what, right? So sure, you can catch a 10 pounder on a drop shot, but there's probably going to be times of the year that it's going to be easier to do so than others. Just like sure, you can catch a 10 pounder on a crankbait, but there's going to be times of the year that are probably better than others. And so there'll be different tools in your toolbox you can use at different times of the year, right? We're talking about summer. So out here in the summertime, one of the key lures you're going to want to throw is going to be topwater. And one of the best baits out here for topwater in these motherlode lakes is going to be, I hate to say it, it's not my preferable bait, but it's performed extremely well. A lot of big fish on it by other anglers and by me as well. And I've actually caught some really nice monsters on it, but I just don't have the confidence. But a walking bait, a nice big walking bait. Get yourself small one if you want to start out for calmer days, and just to get the confidence down catching some 1, 2, 3 pound bass. But then you can start upgrading bigger and bigger, and really throw a walking bait. I used to throw them for monster stripers as a kid, so it's not too hard to just pick up. I do them every once in a while, but I find myself falling into the trap of fishing whatever's easiest that I know can catch fish, but that doesn't take as much effort, let's say. So it's easier to just cruise around throwing a whopper plopper and know that you're going to have some blowups, and it might be a giant, might catch some dinks, but there's something about a walking bait, that rhythm and the ability to pause and then start again, that just destroys them. Whopper plopper, you can do the same thing, but a buzz bait, which I know a lot of guys, some of their favorite top waters, a double buzz or a buzz bait, like Matt Frazier, Ryan Cook, love the buzz bait. I'm not a big fan of it. The reason being is do it sinks. You can't pull that thing to the. Are great in ponds and in places that have a lot of vegetation. So tulip, buzzbait work great, because what will happen in places that have a lot of vegetation is maybe 20 feet deep, but you could have a 10-foot population. So you really only have 4 or 5 feet of water between where the fish is sitting at and the top water. And then any moments where that vegetation comes up and touches the top, if you're using a whopper plopper, anything with treble hooks, a walking bait, a popper, a whopper popper, you're going to get the hydrilla, the weeds, whatever that growth is, you're going to get that in your hooks. It's going to suck. So the thing about a buzz bait is it can go right through that vegetation, and then as it drops off, it can still pull fish up. And they'll still smash it. It's a great bait for moving consistently and for fishing vegetation and cover. A double buzz is badass, but I think each bait has its own given place and time. For example, a popper, if you have no vegetation or little vegetation, or you're fishing pockets, or you're fishing laydowns, logs, trees, things that you know a bass is probably going to be held tight to, instead of walking the bait past it, or walk, pause, a little popper, bloom, and then wait, and then bloom, 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 and then wait, and just pause that sucker like a jerk bait. You'd be surprised, 10, 15 seconds into your pause, boom, fish will come up and destroy it. Just like if you've ever used a jerk bait and sat there and did your jerk bait, and you kind of forget about things, and you go to take a piss or something, and you're just sitting there and shit. 20, 30 seconds in, maybe even, all of a sudden your pole just gets yanked. Whoa, dingle dangle. You got to put it away, and you're trying to land your fish with one hand. If you haven't had that happen to you, I know I have. So that's a man thing. Most women, I don't think, would have that happen to them. But hey, hell if I know. Nice to see you on tonight. So yeah, make sure you guys get in on the giveaway. Hey, Cam, say nice to see you on. If you're still there, appreciate everybody. But yeah, so a popper is extremely good for fishing structure or key spots. Something that is like almost like a jerk bait or a poop. Just stop, go. It doesn't sink. You don't have to worry about the cadence as much. So a walking bait. One of the other things you can also do, I ain't gonna lie, I've seen this tip on another channel, and I've been practicing it. And the guy that gave it out is a super old pro. Not super old, but he's an old actual bass fishing pro. And he talks about using walking baits. That if you do it right, you can walk a walking bait around a corner actually, and that is really key. And sometimes getting that fish that's there, watching your bait to strike when it normally wouldn't. When, let's say, you got a piece of structure right here, and your walking bait's normally going to come right by it like this. It's gonna just go by it, but just like this. But if you can take your bait and you walk it correctly, you can actually walk it around a bit like that. So you can bring your thing right into it where you would hit it, and then go around it. And the trick to that is, whenever you pop it, the bait turns, and then whenever you pop it again, the bait turns again. So if you do a hard pop one way, bait turns. Then if you do a light pop, the bait barely turns. Then you do another hard pop and the bait turns, and then a light pop and the bait. So what happens is it's big turn, little turn, big turn, little turn. You can make your walking bait actually move. It's pretty cool. So I've been practicing with it. You can actually make your walking bait swim around. I swear to God, it's the nuttiest shit. But I've been practicing it. So if you have a big tree that's sticking out like New Maloney's, you see there might be a bass right there. Pass way past that log, run near right next to it. Bring your walking bait right up like you're gonna smack right into it, like you're gonna bump into it, bonk, and you can walk that sucker right around it. And that is really key in pulling out a lot of stubborn fish to bite. So the popper, so top water, and top water, I would say a walking bait is number one. If you're in the Delta, a frog is number one. Number two would be a popper, bar, hula popper, stationary popper, medium size, nothing, nothing. Sometimes you can go with a big old bullfrog like one. Sometimes those little poppers be killing it. So it does depend on what your fish are keyed in on, but I just kind of go with your standard average size, the medium size popper, not the real giant one or the little dinky micro ones. So I don't remember what size they are, to be honest, but yeah, I do love a popper. So walking bait and popper for top water, for these lakes. Now, if you're in the Delta, frog, popper, or couple of different things, a buzzbait, vegetation, a buzzbait. So Tulik and the Delta, buzzbait, awesome. Um, and again, a walking bait, awesome. While at these lakes, and a frog also at those same locations. While at these lakes, I'd go with more of the walking bait and then a popper to target fish. If you want to cover water, if your goal is to cover water, an alternative, if your goal is to cover water and you're fishing the lake like McClure or Don Pedro, well, a whopper plopper can allow you to put your trolling motor down near on high and zing it in front of you and just cover massive amounts of shoreline if you're picking off fish here and there. And because what can happen in the summer, in the midsummer, is the fish can get really spread out, where there's a fish here, a fish there. Maybe you find a good spot that's holding 3 or 4 fish, and then the one random one here. Then you might go a quarter mile and not catch nothing. Might be a couple down there, but just not many fish. Then stumble into 10 or 20, a little school, but they're not grouped up really yet as much. And if they are, they're out chasing bait, like bait balls and stuff like that. And you'll find those upriver. Either the two main places you'll find those type of bass in my uh, experience is going to be upriver, wherever the water, fresh water is coming in, or wherever it was last come in, and then down towards the south, wherever the water is being drawn out of the dam. Not necessarily in the south, it could be wherever, but the low point of the lake where the water is going out. So those two inlets that have the most moving water, a lot of near those, you'll find a lot of good fishing in the summertime. But they can be also anywhere out the lake, big bait balls off of main lake points, main body, wherever. They can be anywhere in the summertime, spread out. So you really got to check in. You just got to go fish. And the best things that I do is I kind of start with those two that I told you about, upriver or dam, and then kind of almost equally as important, and maybe in between the stops would be some main lake points. I'm looking for long tapering ones that hopefully have some rock piles or structure, and maybe some deep water next to it. So those are some key factors that I'm looking for: long tapering, deep water nearby, and some form of structure on those points. If I see that, I'm stopping, I'm fishing it, covering it with top water. And again, this is a best lures to catch bass in the summertime. So if you're on a hot top water bite, again, we went over those lures. Another one is going to be the jig. Sometimes the jig is just on fire in the summertime, and these bass will just not leave it alone. It's a great way to catch them when they're not as active. Let's say they're there, but they've kind of shut down. They've settled down for a bit. The bait's gone really deep. Some of the fish have gone deep. Some are just kind of chilling. They'll move a lot in the summer, especially use your fish finder. If you got a live scope, you'll actually see them cruising and moving, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So a jig is a great way to catch them when you're fishing on the bottom. And you can fish a jig from 1 inch of water all the way down to 40, 50 feet pretty easy. And another tip is in the summertime when the weather gets this hot, when the water gets this hot, is you might have to fish 30 to 50 feet deep easy. You might have to fish deeper or offshore because of oxygen content, water temperature, all that. Now, if you're here in the Central Valley, California right now, we have one of the most awesome conditions for fishing. We have summer days where it's been 100 and something, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, we get a giant monsoon comes in. Clouds been covering the sky all day, lower temperatures, a little bit breezy, but not too windy. I mean, just perfect fishing conditions. And under the current conditions, right now, almost would be running and gunning and chasing fish with crankbaits, top water, jerk baits, moving baits, spinner baits, stuff like that. Especially if I'm at the Delta, I'm running and gunning. I'm not worried about punching because it's overcast right now. The fish will be on near, and if they are underneath, they'll be more near the edge because they can go underneath that mat. If you're at the Delta, they can go underneath all that crap, right? And pick off the crawdads and all the frogs and whatever that they're normally eating when you're punching. But then they can also sit right there, and any small bass, any kind of bait fish that comes by, that bass can also come out and attack it and then go back under. So when it becomes sunny or not sunny like this, and it becomes overcast in the summer like this, is super rare conditions to have in the middle of the summer. And I don't mean just, I mean, I'm talking like storming almost right now, rain, where we don't normally ever have those conditions in the summer. We may have some dips, some cool downs, some, windy days, some chiller days, and then some warmer days. Might have some clouds come in, even a little sprinkle. But this is like a nasty looking system that came in. But it isn't that bad. Obviously, it's summer, so it's not horrible. But it's what's hitting Vegas. It's what's giving all the flash floods in Vegas, Arizona, New Mexico. That's what we drove through. It was just nasty. It was really bad over there. Over here, it's mellow yellow, right? But there's still all this cloud cover. So you get out, fish hard. I wouldn't be fishing a lot of like finesse stuff right now. I would be this is the time I'd be top water, crankbait, and moving, looking for those fish that are moving up shallow or taking advantage of the cooler temp drops. Everything's going to pull up a little bit, or at least become a little more active. So they may still be offshore, but they should be coming up closer to the surface, busting bait, moving things up, moving around. Their eyes aren't as they're very sensitive to the light. So with this cloud cover, just makes it easier for those fish to get out and go get their food. So right now is the time to be using A-rigs, spinner baits, top water, moving baits, and also if you're going to bottom bounce, anything I would be throwing would probably be like a jig. I wouldn't be messing with the shaky head, a drop shot, a Ned rig. I'd either be throwing with a giant hook, big old 8 and 10 inch Texas rigged worms and things of those nature, or I'd be throwing a jig with a big old nice fat trailer. Um, if I'm fishing on the bottom, Texas rig, big worm, or a jig. Other than that, I'm going with the other stuff. Now, let's say I get out on the water with all my bluster and my talk, and halfway into the day, you're not whacking them. Well, yeah, of course, I ain't stupid. I'll pick up a Ned rig, a drop shot. That's why I was saying earlier, fish break the rules. They're not always following them sometimes. So there's the given. So you start out with something, and then if that doesn't pan out, you adjust what you're doing, right? Don't just do the same thing all day because some guy told you it works, right? Same, that's how I feel about it. I don't care if Bassmaster Magazine swears up and down that you have to do this in the summer. If I'm doing that for 6 hours not getting bit, the hell with that. I'm gonna try something else, right? and then I'll get bit eventually. I'll figure them out. But usually it's not that bad. In the summertime, it's more about location. So if you're not catching them, move. Get out of there and go find them. They're dispersed throughout the lake. You may find groupings of them still. They definitely still stay schooled up. However, you need to find the fish, and then catching them shouldn't be that hard. So let's read some comments and get into it. Make sure you guys comment giveaway to get into tonight that we're going to have. And speaking of topwater, this is one of my favorite for McClure right here, the Super Spook Junior. It's what is it, 3.5 inch bait? I think it is. Yeah, 3.5. It's a 3.5 inch bait, perfect size. It's not too big, not too small, and just destroys them out there. So, hey, hell if I know, Camp say Monty. Hey, Monty. What walking bait is your go-to giveaway? All right, crankbaits were hitting yesterday morning. Sweet. All right, good evening. Okay, so we got the comments out of the way. I just wanted to read your guys' comments. So, what walking bait is my go-to? Actually, just a spook junior, there spook, the big spook, little spook. It don't matter. All the different spooks, I love them. They're just my confidence bait. I've caught a lot of bass with those. Now I've gone to river to see rover. Um, had some luck with that. There's one that they made called the big one. Had like an 8.5 pounder on that at Don Pedro. So I like that bait too. Also caught a what I consider to be, it would never got put on a scale, and it's a story for another time. But what I consider to be one of my first double digits out at Eastman as well on the same, the big one. Um, they're also used. I think it was FLW made it back when FLW made lures at Walmart. Sold FLW spinner baits, crankbaits, and topwater. I think it's called the big one, and it's a stick bait that's real fat, heavy on the bottom, almost like a pencil popper at the top, and it has three trebles and it's huge. It's like this, and I've caught a lot of big fish on that thing. But I'd have to say a spook's my go-to walking bait. But to be very honest with you guys, like I told you guys this before, I prefer a easier bait over a walking bait because I've done a lot of bait caster fishing now, and I do a spinning with my reel with my left and I use my right, and I've out of the, let's say, almost 30 years that I fished, 20 of them have been predominantly with only a spinning reel, and the last 10 years have been added the bait caster to my repertoire, to say, right? So even though that's a long time, still innately built into me is the ability to throw things on a spinning rod. Most people wouldn't, right? So I can actually take a walking bait on a spinning rod and kill it. Work it like a champ. Throw like some 12 or 14 pound test on it. If I think I'm going to get something big, use a bigger reel, and a bigger rod, and I can take a bigger walking bait or use a medium, action with say some 10 pound test on it and a spook and bomb it out a mile and walk it back. Boom, get blown up. Drag set perfect. Womp them in. And I have that perfect with my right hand. With my right hand, I have the perfect wrist memory. Let's say, left hand, my wrist. No wrist memory, right? So us guys usually have one hand that we write with. So one hand I can do the action with, the other I can't, right? So I bait fish like this, and I spinning rod fish like this. So a spinning rod, I can easily, without even thinking, time it perfect, right? Left, nah, nah. I just don't have the hand-eye coordination to time it as well. So the walking bait, now that I've been fishing bait casters a lot, has actually dropped off my radar. I've done a lot with it, and I had a lot of fun rod. The times that I did use it on a bait caster, I've caught fish, but I struggled. Yeah, and I've used it recently much more on a bait caster, and I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with it catching more fish. So once we get out there and get some more videos for you guys should see me out there tearing them up with the bait caster. I'm getting it down, but I can also do a video and show how easy, if you're somebody who throws a spinning rod a lot, or you don't have the confidence or skill yet to throw the bait caster, don't be ashamed. Don't give up. And don't think that you have to only throw a worm and a whatever the have you, because believe it or not, you can throw almost any lure you can throw on a bait caster, you can throw on a spinning rod with almost equal, if not better, performance in a lot of instances, or at least close to. Bait casters have a lot of benefits and things that spinning rods may lack in, but spinning rods also have some strengths that bait casters don't. And again, if you fish like me, goofy foot, where with the spinning you fish one way and a bait caster you fish another, that can cause a lot of problems for what lures you can or can't use. So in order to avoid myself getting put into a box, I've kind of really tried to force myself to fish that way. But if you find yourself like that, don't feel bad. Throw a jerk bait or throw a crank bait or throw a walking bait on a spinning rod. You'll still catch bass and laugh at anyone talking smack. Who cares what they say? You're out having fun. That's all that matters. That's what I try to teach and at least share on my channel is the love of fishing. What knowledge I do have, I'm more than happy to share. And as well, we do a lot of giveaways. I share a lot that way as well. But it's just a real positive vibe, and that's what I want to keep fostering. So again, summertime lures. We're going to get into the giveaway here soon, and then we'll close out. I'm going to talk about having some guests here soon. I'm kind of reorganize the room. I've got some of my copper for my HVAC stuff, all my boxes of like autographed, balls and jerseys and stuff right here, and then I got autographed Funko Pops. I got all this crap I got to organize and get cleaned up, and then I'm thinking about either putting a couch set up in here or like something that I can put in here to have a couple of guests and you guys still decent audio and video without breaking the bank. So I might have to kind of upgrade the webcam camera soon, but that's all coming down the road. In the meantime, though, I'm back. I'm going to be doing more fishing videos. The whiteboard's up right there. We got our last winner, Big Vic, and them. So they still got to get a hold of me. We've been hit or miss. They've been busy, but as soon as they actually live by me, so they'll probably come by and pick up their card soon. So I've got a gift card for them. But tonight, for you guys, we've got a gift card, and we've got a couple of lures thanks to Jig Sucking Lips. We got a couple of lights. We've got a custom Colorado blade, like an underspin, but with a custom head. So I would throw like a sink or something on this, believe it or not, or something weird like a shaky head. I would probably throw a worm on this and use it just like it is. This, I think, is a little sleeper setup right here. So shout out to Jig Sucking Lips. And if you guys don't know, I've already caught a double digit on this guy's jigs, so they're well tested. Green Tackle Box has got some great jigs as well, so shout out to him. But we're going to be giving away a couple of these. This is a nice poison head. So this is like a weed jig. But if you look here, I fish jigs. Mostly I ask my jig maker to make me some that have no weed guards, because I fish a lot of lakes that have no vegetation or anything like that. So put a Kitech or something on this bad boy, and there's no weed guard, so you don't have to set the hook super hard. And you can make this a swim jig. You can use it in a lot of different circumstances. But I think this is a pretty cool little setup there as well. We're going to also throw in this Super Spook. And like I said, we've got a gift card for you guys. So thanks for supporting the channel, hanging out, listening to me yap about fishing. I hope some of my tips and tricks have helped you guys this year. Hey, nice to see everybody on. Ray, Mike, Battlecat. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you guys get a chance, leave a comment giveaway in the comment section. That'll get you entered into tonight's giveaway. So all you have to do to enter tonight's giveaway, nothing fancy and special. just hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed, of course, and leave a comment in the comment section and just comment giveaway. That's all you have to say. And here in a short bit, we're going to go ahead and do the wheel of names. I'll go ahead and spin it, and we'll see who our winner is for tonight's giveaway. We're going to have two giveaways. So we're doing the members giveaway for July, and then we're going to do the subscriber giveaway. And members are entered into both of them. Subscribers are only entered into one. So some of the benefits of being a member here, you're supporting a channel like me, a guy like me. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Goes towards things like me buying toys for the kids, for the needy, and doing my Christmas toy drives. Helps fund and support these fishing trips. I don't make much on YouTube yet, maybe 60, 70 bucks a month. We're getting there. One of these days we'll get this channel up there, and actually it'll pay for itself, or even, God forbid, make a little money one of these days. But for now, though, we're just scooting along and growing slowly right now. It's been a weird year, but I have been pouring a lot of my time and effort into my HVAC business, heating and air. So appreciate you guys sticking with me. But like I said, I plan on doing a couple of whiteboard tips and tricks videos this summer. We're going to put them out here in the next week about the importance of when you fishing shade, how to fish cover structure, how to kind of understand where that shade will be underneath the water. May not be where you think it is, because the shadow on the surface of the water won't be in the same spot at the bottom of the water. A couple of tricks like that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what your lure does when you're pulling it downhill versus uphill. So cover some shore fishing tips and fishing, and some like little known stuff that I don't think a lot of guys. When you're boat fishing, should you get close to the shore with your boat and cast out into the deeper water and bring your lures up, or should you be out casting shallow and bringing your lures down? And trust me, the answer might surprise you some of the time. So we'll talk about stuff like that. I got a whiteboard that I'll sit here and I'll set up my GoPro, and I'll actually it'll be much better edited video, better audio, better videos, better quality, because this is on my webcam. So we'll be doing some more uploads of that. Like I said, we got guests that are going to be coming soon. So I look forward to bringing to the channel. And I know I've been saying this for a while now, but I do always keep my word, and we have been getting bigger and better thanks to you guys. So all the members that support the channel, I want to say a big thank you. All the subscribers who subscribe and watch, thank you as well. And the best thing you guys can do to help the channel is when you see my videos, even if you're not going to watch the thing all the way, hit the like button and then leave a comment if you can. It really helps with the algorithm. It tells YouTube it's a channel worth promoting and sharing. And hopefully I've hit that accomplishment at least, because we try to do some different stuff. I'll genuinely talk fishing tips all night. When I see you guys comment, we'll talk about but also try to bring some other cool positive things that I don't see many other fishing channels doing. So hopefully, God willing, we'll grow, we'll reach more people, and things will just get bigger and better from here. So I appreciate you guys very much. So that's why we're going to do this giveaway. And with that being said, let's get into the giveaway soon. And then if there's anything you guys want to talk about before we cut away for the night, and because I'm not going to be doing the same time frame thing as like 7 to 9 or 6 to 9. Basically, I'm going to try to jump on at 6. I'm kind of changing things around a bit, 6 to 7 o'clock. And I might go for an hour, might go for 2, we might go for 3. We have guests on, we might go for a 3 or 4 hour show. If it's just kind of a low key night, we might do an hour. So keep it flexible, keep it low key and chill here. So just wanted to get that out, let you guys know about that. And so we're going to get into the giveaway right here in a bit. Once the giveaway is over, if you guys have anything you guys want to talk about, anything you want to ask me or ask each other, put in the comment section. That'll be that time. We're going to open the floor up to everybody. We'll kind of have a discussion if you want on any subject you guys want that I might not have brought up tonight. I'll also try to kind of put a little bow and wrap up and finish up some of the best lures for summer nighttime fishing. Might talk a little bit about it. But then that'll be it. Unless you guys get captivated, we get a bunch of people in here, then we'll go as long as you guys want to go, or until I have to get off. But that's kind of want to just keep it low key and light like that. So thanks everybody for supporting the channel. I'm going to pull up the wheel of names now, so bear with me, fellas and ladies, while I pull up my little giveaway site that I use. Usually I also record it on my cell phone and then show you guys the winner. But no shite, my cell phone is actually dead upstairs on the charger. So I don't have a cell phone with me right now. So you guys are going to just have to trust me. And by the way, Gerbs, crankbaits. Crankbaits are some of my favorite lures to fish with, hands down. I love crankbaits. So deep diving crankbaits are usually an early summer lure. During the mid to late summer, I might use a square bill crankbait if I'm searching shallow. I'm kind of usually going to stay away from a deep diving crankbait in the mid to late summer, unless I can really find them and they're hitting it. Then sure, I'll use it. But I'm usually focused more shallow fishing, in that 0 to 15 feet of water. And I'm also focused offshore with top water, jerk bait, stuff like that. So, and if I'm fishing deep, it's usually, like I said, a jig or a Texas rig. So, hey, Mario with Let's Get It Fishing, keeping it real. Nice to see you. Okay, nice to see you on tonight. And Brian, same thing. Derek, appreciate you. To Fisherman's Life Street Fair this Saturday. Where is that at? I might be down to go. I don't think I'm doing anything Saturday. Sometimes on the weekend is when I get most of my business doing heating and air conditioning because I'm a relatively new company. So I have to, Monday through Friday, when the companies have openings, a lot of the time they're snatching up the bigger, more well known companies are snatching up calls. And then what I get is after about 5 o'clock, when nobody can make it out, I get calls, or weekends when no one can come out, I start getting slammed. But I've been real busy Monday through Friday. Thank God this last year's been good. So appreciate it. You're at the Padres game and still watching. I appreciate it, Kay. Appreciate it. San Francisco. Wish I could make that. There will be a lot of the fishing community there. Nice. Maybe I should go and take my little GoPro with me and go poke around and say hi and go see who's there and try to go bug people and get some people's comments and maybe ask them what lures they like or whatever and blah blah. Go catch some of the booths, record it and do a video. What do you guys think? Would you guys like to see me go? If I don't have nothing going on, I might go. You said that it's a Fisherman's Life Street Fair, right? So if that's in San Francisco, I'll have to check that out. And that's this Saturday. All right. Appreciate the heads up, Mario. Hey, Mario, if you commented giveaway. I was about to say, oh, no, Mario Ibarra. If you haven't already, comment giveaway. Oh, no, yeah, okay. You're up there already. All right, we're good. I'm all confused. Oh, what the hell is that? Anyways. All right, well, I'm going to start putting everybody's names down. So we got Mad Bass and Pedro. We're going to start with that. Now, if we got two Pedros, I better make sure I put Benitez in there. Pedro will be Pedro. Fish Don Pedro. All right. So we got Keeping It Real and Cody Conway. Appreciate you guys bearing with me. I got a question for you guys. Comment in the comment section. What is your favorite lure to use in the summertime? What the heck is that? Bunch came up right there. Okay. All right, Keeping It Real, Cody Conway. Excuse me. So we got Gerbs and Gino. Gino G. Hell if I know, and Kamse. Had a great time with you at the Delta. Hilf no. If you're ever in the area, or if you're still in the area, hit me up. Take you back out. We'll go smack them. Monty. That's kind of like my thing at the Delta. If I go to the Delta, I almost always have to go to I go to Garlic Brothers and get a little drunk and eat food, and I just love it. Pop's World and Silvera's 5. My man Silvera, nice to see you on. And Pop's World. Probably misspelling that right. Not looking at it right now. Dirt to Dirt. Ronald. Mike Dozer and Ray. All right, we're getting there. Mario with Let's Get It and Battle Cats. All right, so this first one is going to be the basic giveaway for everybody, and then we're going to delete all the non-members and then do the member giveaway. So Kay and Brian Weller. Derek Bowman and Mario Ibarra. All right. So Mad Bass, your favorite is a spook. Sweet. Hell if I know. Yeah, if you're still in Merced, hit me up for a fishing trip. Mad Bass, your Super Spook. Yep, Super Spook is a great one. Silvera, what's your favorite? If you guys want to comment before we do the giveaway, let everybody know what's your favorite lure. If you guys don't know, you probably know. I'd have to say the Ish Monroe River to Sea Biggie Papa Square Bill is my favorite lure of all time. I'm the colors. I really like the Delta Crawl and the cold. Well, Cold Blooded would have to be my favorite actually. So yeah, I'd have to say my favorite lure of all time is the Delta Cold Blooded River to Sea Biggie Papa Square Bill. Um, Second lure of all time would probably be a jig, and third of all time would probably be a double-bladed spinnerbait, either willow or tandem or Colorado. It doesn't matter. It matters what fishery. But Aaron's Magic, Deep Cranks, Ned Rig. There you go. I have to say the Ned Rig murks it a lot of the time when other lures won't. When they're on that sculpin bite, when they're on the bottom, when they're feeding on the bottom, God, at like especially at Don Pedro or New Maloney's, Ned Rig can kill it. Well, anywhere for that matter. You just hate fishing the Ned Rig where there's vegetation. I prefer like something weedless. You can do a weedless Ned Rig too, works. Deep Cranks, raised like in Deep Cranks. I got a double digit on Deep Cranks. my buddy Jeremy Chaffel, also known as Bass Chaffel. He's got a 13 and some change, I think 13 and a half pounder from Lake McClure on a Norman DD or the Norman deep diver. Or was it is it the Rapala is the DD22, so it's the Norman equivalent of that. We got Aaron's Magic is the all-time favorite drop shot worm. Brian Wentler, you got that correct. Uh, the Aaron's Magic is just yeah, it's badass for drop shot. River to Sea Whopper Plopper is one of the greatest new lures they've came out with for covering water. I gotta say I love that. Use it in rocks, use it in mud, use it in wood, sticks, brush, open water, swim it, jig it, bounce it, drag it, plop it. The Texas rig murders. You gotta love it. G Money Jig, one of Ryan Cook's favorites. There you go. Yeah, G Money Jig, they're good. Gotta love a jig. I love gotta say jig sucking lips jigs just because I got a double digit on them, and a lot of big fish on them. But I have struggled with when I use I think too heavy of equipment and I jack their jaw too hard. I think I'm ripping huge holes in their mouth and I lose a lot of my jig fish when they go to jump and they shake their head and I'm using that big old half-ounce jig or bigger and we got another Whopper Plopper vote. All right, there you go. River to Sea Whopper Plopper. You know the Chapo. I've caught an 8 pounder on the Chapo. Pretty much the same thing. It's the Berkeley Chapo. This I don't know how they didn't get copyright strike. I mean that's a copyright strike. It's not YouTube, but yeah, the Whopper Plopper and the Chapo are basically almost undiscernible from each other. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out and watching and BSing with me for now. Let's get this giveaway part gone. And then from here, we'll talk fishing a little more and see where you guys want to go with this conversation tonight. Talk about, because there's other top water lures that I could talk about, but there's another couple of summer lures I could talk about, like a rig. If you find the fish schooled up, a rig, whether they're deep or shallow, and a rig is killer right now because the fish metabolism is high, they're very active. So deep or they're on the bottom or they seem kind of hard to catch, just roll an a rig through them, you'll turn them on. And this is the time of year where you can turn them on too, where they may be down there turned off, not really biting. And you throw an A-rig through there, you can like force them to turn on in a sense. So an A-rig is another great summer lure. So there's a couple of, I think, ones we'll talk about. But if you guys have any subjects or topics you guys want to talk about as well, feel free to fire away. Otherwise, let's get this. We're a little late. It's August 1st, but we're going to do last month. So we still got another giveaway coming for our members this August for the August giveaway. So this is our July giveaway. We're going to do two. We're doing members and then and subscribers and members. So this is our first one. It's going to be everybody. So I'm going to read off names. If you don't hear your name, now is the time to speak up. You get entered is make sure you hit the like button and then leave a comment giveaway in the comment section right now. And then last but not least, I know I've said it 100 times, but I never know when you dropped in, if you're new here, or just sometimes you need to say something a couple of times so it sticks, or just at least ask, right? So politely ask. You guys get a chance whenever you guys see my stuff on YouTube, if you can, leaving a comment, even but it re-pops up. If you get a chance, just go in there or leave a comment. Or hey Sam, I see you. Whatever you want. Or hey, look, you got a booger on your nose. Whatever you want, right? Go in, leave a comment, hit the like button. That helps the channel tremendously as it shows engagement with YouTube. So when I do a video, and if all of you guys like it, you watch it, but you're not really engaging with it, it helps, but it doesn't help as much. Like if you watch the video, you like it, you leave a comment, that's the best. So I appreciate everybody. Let's get this giveaway over with and stop my yapping. Oh, I hit. Oh, this one won't count. So I had to read the names. So I'm going to add a name or two and then take it away so it kind of resets it. I don't even want to see whose name that was. All right, cool. We'll do enter. Enter. So we've got 3 new names. Boom. Now we delete those 3 names. Good. Now everything's reset. All right. So we got Mad Bass. We've got Pedro Benitez. We've got Keeping It Real, Cody Conway, Gerbs, Gino G, Hilfno, Kamsey, Monty, Pops World, Silveris 5, Ronald Roquemore, Mike Dozer, Ray, Mario with Let's Get It Fishing, Battle Cat, Kay, Brian Wentler, Derek Bowman, and Mario Ibarra. Did I miss anybody? RC Creative, what's up, brother? Nice to see you on. Perfect timing. Let's put my man RC there. All right. I got to hang out with him, man. Cool dude. Got to hang out and do some fishing. Went up and seen him in Sac. So I'm looking at one of these days soon here, trying to get a plane and flying out towards the East Coast and visiting a couple states if we want to move, in the next couple years. So we might go look like at some neighborhoods or cities that we like. But I'm also wanting to really do like a fishing trip to Texas and Florida. So go bug some viewers and say, hey, I'm going to be in the area. Let's go fishing. All right. For sure. All right. Okay. So everybody's names on there. We're going to go ahead and do the giveaway. Thanks everybody for hanging out and watching, by the way. All right. Mario Ibarra, congratulations. Derek Bowman, you were very close. It stopped like right on the line. So, oh man, almost. But Mario Ibarra, that's you. You got it. So, hit it twice. Yeah, I got to come visit. I'm going to put Mario's name up here so that he's up there. So we got him down. Uh-oh. Hold on, guys. I'm right over here. Woo! My neck just popped real loud. Damn. All right. All right. Now, just to be nice, I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and do a second giveaway for everybody here that is not going to be part of the members. So we're going to do 2 here. Since I've been gone so long, you guys are awesome for sticking with me. Appreciate it. Let's go ahead and hit this giveaway button twice. So we got Mario Ibarra. You're going to get a gift card. Big Vic, you got a gift card coming. No, or sorry, Mario, you got the lures. You got the lure pack. So we're going to do one more lure pack. So I'll probably go buy you a crankbait too to put in there. So let's hit this again. I'll have to go pick up some more jigs from B anyways. All right. Our second winner for tonight, a bonus giveaway, is Kamze. Yeah, you have to go in and probably redo it, brother. It's all right. Oh, yeah. The members coming up next. All right, because you guys get the better giveaway. So the subscribers always get something, but whatever I do with the members, you guys always usually get double the value of what the whatever the subscriber got. All right, Kamse, we'll put you up there. All right. Just make sure if you've won before, I may not still have your information. So make sure you reach out to me through Facebook, email, or however you've gotten a hold of me before, make sure you reach out so that I can get you your stuff. All right, members, you guys ready? Congrats to our 2 non-members. All right, now members, we got to take out the excuse me, burp, Paul Blarp. I got most of them memorized, so if I can't remember who the members are, I got problems. Hold up, I'm gonna add it now. All right, hurry up. Cam, hey, you already won. Oh, health, no, we don't want to delete that. Oh, we get this blank spot out of there. Blank spot. What the heck? Wait a minute. I think that was a member that I just erased. Yep. Oh, no. Okay, good. Pop's World. Oh, damn it. Keeps erasing. Right. Okay, we're almost there. Then we just got one more name to remove. J Rod, what's going on? I'm gonna throw J Rod in this one because I normally don't go online until 7. So I can't blame people since I came on at 6. So if we get anybody here in the next few minutes, I'll throw them in. If you take your time, I'll wait about 5 minutes. We'll chill. Otherwise, next one, brother, don't worry about it. But all right, so we're going to finish up with our members giveaway here. I'm going to wait about 5 or 10 minutes, see if we get anybody else on tonight. And then if anybody, oh yeah, if anybody jumps on late here, we'll make sure we put you guys in on the giveaway too. So we'll kind of give another 5 minutes. If you win and you're not a member, I'm going to have to hit the giveaway button. We have to do twice. We win and we go until a member wins. So the way I'm doing this is because usually I don't go live until 7. So I'll give about 10 minutes for anybody else who jumps in to jump in. We'll add them to the giveaway. And then if a winner is not a member, you still win, but we'll do another one until a member wins. But if a member wins, it's it over. Hope that makes sense. Not trying to be too complicated. But yeah, got all my stuff over here. I was actually kind of hoping to keep that lure. How's the fishing been lately? Shoot, I went once in the last month and it was great. I had a good time twice, and I did pretty good. Had a lot of numbers. Night fishing though, and yeah, didn't get any video. So I actually took the wife, and she went out with me and hung out with me and tried to catch some fish. She missed a couple, but I just tore them up. I tried to put her on them, but she actually was chill. She after a minute, she was just happy to be hanging out with me, so she just relaxed, put music on her phone, was sipping a few beers, hanging out. So it was cool to go take the wife fishing. But I went to McClure, did great at McClure, and then the night before that, I want to say, food. Have I ate? Um, no, I don't think so. Yeah, I forgot when the last time I ate was. uh, I'm eating beer right now. See, calories. Oh man, where on the Delta would I go tomorrow? Ooh, good one. If I had to say where the bass would be right now, I would say they're going to be in the deeper sloughs on the main or near the main. Moving water, which the whole Delta has, but the main or river arms are going to be better. Um, I'm biased towards the South Delta, I think it is. So, like, I fish predominantly out of lads. And I would right now, if I was fishing out of lads, my first stop would be to smash up to the San Joaquin River and fish all those big rocks that I took you to that one time, and then shoot out and fish a couple of spots on the main. Then I would shoot up into the sloughs that head toward Garlic Brothers, which would probably be, I think it's white, or is it potato? I forget one of them. But checking in here and there. And then I'd go to, of course, Garlic Brothers, fish Garlic Brothers, the docks, the slips, and stuff to see if there's anything using the shade and all that. I just tear them up in there too much. But also, it would be my stop to get drunk and food, get my fish bowl, get my bacon wrapped duck, and then my shrimp rotini or like my gumbo or something that I get. Ooh, me some munchies. Yeah. Thanks, babe. So, and then after that, I would smash out towards the main and then I'd head towards, oh, what's that one called on the left hand side? The not Franks, the little, not Frank, little Franks, but Mildred. I'd be probably headed towards Mildred. I'd want to fish where there's some deep water nearby, but weeds and rocks and stuff, cover. Punching has been a big thing in the Delta this last, month. Frog fishing and punching, but right now in this last couple of days with the weather the way it is, I think the fish might be cruising and moving. You probably still frog and punch and all that. So I don't think you'd need to punch though, but you probably still do it and catch them. Um, but whatever part of the delta you're gonna fish, I would make sure it has some deep water. So I wouldn't be fishing those sloughs that are like 6 feet deep right now. Too hot, not enough oxygen, not enough water flow, too much weeds. I would probably stay out of those areas, but I might be wrong. I'm not, I mean, sometimes I'm a delta right there and fish it enough. I get in tune with that place. It's like fishing a moving water. All of the vegetation and stuff. I fished that crap since I was a kid. I'm real good at that. And then add the current to it. Then I just use my lake fishing skills, main lake points, ideas, and I'll look down and see a weed line that goes down the shoreline, and then all of a sudden there'll just be this bump in the weed line like that, and I'll know without a doubt there could be fish anywhere in that weed line. But the one spot I'd bet my life on there being a fish is it's like a lake, a main lake point, right? Currents moving. So where on that weed line is the best fish going to be situated is usually going to be in that prime spot. So I'll bust those places down and fish them pretty decently. Uh, but kicked at the delta every once in a while. But I've gotten pretty darn good at this. And I don't fish at finesse much. I just go find hungry fish. Delta's so huge. I don't like dinking around there much, but sometimes you have to. Summertime, there's times I've caught fish 20, 30 feet deep at the Delta that were really big too. 3 to 5 pounders. When guys are struggling and most people are pulling in 1 to 2 pound males and 1 3 to 5 pound female with an average, with an occasional 7 or 8 coming in as fish. But most guys having 1 3 to 4 5 pounder and a bunch of 1 to 2s. That kind of day at the Delta. Well, usually, you just basically cover water and you'll find them. There's that damn place is so big that you'll run into them eventually where they're hungry or they're feeding. But there are tough days out at the Delta. It kick your butt. So you have to be able to throw a weightless Cinco or something like that. But if I was fishing the Delta tomorrow, I would be near somewhere that has deep water nearby. Nice. See, we were smoking them with a crank at the Delta Wacky Cinco too. There you go. See, Silver? By Yogi Berra Water RV Park. Good. See, Silvera is giving you right where to go. That dude is a good fisherman. He fishes the Delta a lot. If you're fishing the Delta, I would take his advice. But yeah, see, that's exactly what I usually do. Is I throw. I got three. Appreciate you, RC Creative. I seen that. We'll put you in too. So I've got three main things at the Delta that I'm fishing almost all the time, and it's going to be a square bill crankbait or a crankbait, a Cinco, whether it's Wacky, Texas, whatever, or Nico rigged, right? A weedless Nico rig, um, and top water. It's like a frog, a whopper plopper, buzzbait, something in that top water category. I could fish the Delta probably 100% of the time and use only those three lures and always have a fun time. Maybe not kill them, but I'll never get, not never, but I won't get skunked. And I'll usually actually do pretty good. Catch a lot of fish, some big ones, have a lot of fun. And I'll never need to throw anything other than those three things there. So some form of bottom bouncer. And if you go with the Cinco, you got a couple different variances. You want to go Wacky? Do you want to go weightless? Do you want to go Texas rig? If you're fishing in current, you want some weight on that, so you don't. By the time your bait sinks, it's half a mile down. Slack tide, it's dead, no water movement. Then maybe you go with a weightless Cinco. Then it take its time. And if you're a Wacky rigger, right? How about Nico, which is Wacky rigged, but instead of Wacky rigged weightless, it falls like a Ned rig. So if you like a Ned rig, it falls when it's because it has a nail weight, so the Cinco drops like a bullet, boom. And then when you pull it up, it does the U, and then falls, boom, like a Ned rig again. And that Nico rig's killer, and you can get it where you get a weedless hook and use a Nico rig, and then you can Nico rig it with the hook Wacky like this, or you can Nico rig like this in line as well. You can actually, depending on what kind of ring you have, you can set your Nico different patterns or ways. So, five, if he tells you go smack him over there, you're probably going to go catch him wherever he told you. So, but yeah, I don't know. Am I even halfway right? Is there any deep? Is there any deep water, Silvera, out by the Yogi Berra Water RV Park, like nearby? Not like right there, but where the bass could move in and out. Is there a deep channel cut or anything? Maybe there's not. I don't know. But those would be my assumptions going in right now. I'd be looking for something like that. Oh yeah, your son is hopping on. Told him to comment it up. Welcome back, RC Creative. We got a new member back in the club here. RC Creative has been with us since the channel first started, pretty much. He's been with us for over 2 years now. So I think you dropped off as far as on the membership a couple months ago, but you've always been a supporter of the channel. Great guy. We got to hang out. Hey, what's up? Your bad? It's my bad, bro, not your bad. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. But yeah, so let's welcome back RC Creative. Let's go back to the wheel of names. Hey, you're bad if you want in on the giveaway. Just comment giveaway. Make sure you've subscribed and hit the like button. Yeah, about 25 feet by the bridge. See, that's what I'm just my years at the Delta tell me that in the summer they're going to be somewhere where they can move. Doesn't mean they're going to be deep at all. They could be real shallow, but it just usually if the slough that you're in is real long, real shallow, and it's summertime, and I don't usually do really good in those places. If yours is short and shallow, like Apothecary Cove, I'd be great in the summer. Short little inlet right there, but it's right off of the main, so the bass can come in off 30 feet, 40 feet deep, and come up into 6 to 8 feet, but then pull right back out, and it's only it's of a mile, six of a mile deep. It's only Apothecary Cove right there where we've got double digits out of there. But they're building that whole new thing right there by Pixie Woods. It's right off of El Diablo or Monte Diablo, the free launch right there at the park. But that's all been done away now. So I used to smash them in there. But yeah, as long as you've got some deep water nearby, I think you're going to be okay. Just go fill them out. All right. So I appreciate you, RC. I try to keep it as real as I can. So you're bad. We're going to put you in on the giveaway. And J Rod, I put you in because you guys didn't get a chance to get on earlier's giveaway. And I usually go on at 7. So we're going to do the members giveaway. So those two got lucky, slip in on that one. And we'll go ahead and hold the members giveaway here. All right, members, you guys ready? Let's do this. Yeah, cover, tight to cover. But man, that crankbait draws them out sometimes when that Cinco bite gets them. But I don't know what your day was like, but I'd assume did one of the best or did both of the bigger ones come on crankbaits? Because for me, crankbaits seem to produce bigger fish. While Cincos may catch more and catch the big, I've caught big fish on Cincos too, but just consistently I catch more aggressive feeding fish with the crankbait. And yeah, a lot of dinks and small ones. But usually, if I go to the Delta and I tell you I fished with crankbait and Cincos, if I caught anything big, it was usually on the crankbait while the Cincos might have filled the limit in. I don't know. Was that your day or am I wrong? I hate to be a bandwagon guy, but I'm gonna be honest, man. The best hooks for wacky worms are gonna be really loving the spear point hooks. They're pretty good. I haven't had to test them on a monster yet, though. I haven't had anything over 6 pounds on the spear point yet to see how it performs with the really, really big one. Caught some fives on the spear point hook, though. Had really, really good success with the spear point not coming off and hooking a lot of the time, too, when I set. The Sixth Sense is a decent little hook. Some of them, I don't like the gap. The hook bends in too much towards the shank right here. So instead of having a big gap like that, they're kind of like this. I don't like those. Not saying I don't like the Sixth Sense ones, but there's certain drop shot hooks. I'm like, I don't like the gap between where you tie the eye and where the hook's at. I like it a little bit more open. That's why a lot of guys will tell you they bend their frog hooks out a little bit to stick into their mouth. Believe it or not, you can have that problem with a lot of other lures, not just a frog. Crank. Oh, I believe it. A drop shot. You were probably fishing tight to something, pitching your drop shot right next to like wood posts or like rocks or points or a wall, and you fish in a key area. And that bait stays there a bit, and that fish come out and whop it. and a drop shot. But yeah, I knew a crankbait had to have been. I mean, that was my feel that I think one of those big fish had to have come on a crankbait. A drop shot, I've caught plenty of big fish on. Love a drop shot. You know, if you have to fish it, and then hey, it works like a champ. The only thing that frustrated me is I wasn't using the right gear when I first learned how to do it. And at the Delta, I dumped a couple of, 6 to 10 pound fish. Never landed them, so you don't know. But a couple of them I seen with my own two eyes. You'll swear they were 8 to 10, but minimum 6. It just seems like whenever they get over 4 or 5 pounds, they become extremely hard to land with the drop shot at the Delta because they seem a rock, a dock, a cable, shit they can hang me up on all the time, and I don't have enough power or force to pull them where I need to go. Which is where, of course, I talked about this last year, but the power shot, which is instead of using a drop shot, you do the same thing. It's all drop shot, but you use a big ass hook, and then you can use your little 6 inch margarita mutilator using a 3 inch hook down here, right? And you just hook your Texas rig, weedless, and then you use your drop shot. And then when you get bit, instead of just kind of lifting and reel, you got to you set the hook and reel, and then you can use spinning rod. And instead of using 6 and 8 pound test, you can use 12 pound test, and then horse them bastards in. And whenever it's like an 8 to 10 and it goes too hard, you can give it some run. But doing that still, I lost at least two or three that I believe were double digits with 12-pound test spinning rod with my drag set. I've had a couple of them just pull me and then pop off and get my hook straightened. And the only reason I knew it was a bass is it jumped and I seen it. And that's where I could have been a striper. And then there is one that just once it hooked, it swam around. It did a two, start pulling it towards the boat, and I think it realized it was truly ever hooked the first minute or two. I think I'm having fun fighting this sucker. Nah, I get him a few feet to the boat, and this sucker realizes the game's on. Dude, he goes for his run, takes off to the side, and I can't stop him. Just and I'm tightening my drag, and then I'm like, it's about to snap. I have to loosen it. This guy is not no F's to give, and he just keeps rolling. Took me all underneath these docks. Took me under like 4 or 5, then finally stuck. No, I was pissed off. I had some bad times with the drop shot at the Delta. At the Delta, actually, believe it or not. Everywhere else had a great time with it, but I lost so many monsters at the Delta on the drop shot. It's not even funny, but it is. All right, check out the P. Started my own fish brand. We Fish WV. I'll send you a shirt and hat when I print them. Heck yeah. Check out the punch shot by a real fish bait. Oh yeah. I've heard about that. The punch shot. It's kind of like a Tokyo rig, but it's made for punching. And I think it has a bit of a gap between the lure and the weight, so it's like a drop shot, but you punch it through stuff. And then I think it's weedless, a big old hook, if I remember correctly. I think I've seen you fish it, or if not, tell me about it, maybe. I don't remember. But yeah, I've been fishing with Mad Bass too. And I've been fishing with Silvera at whatchamacallit, Tungsten Weights, yeah. At Kelsey. I think oh yeah, we ran into each other at the Delta too. A couple times, I think. All right, let's do this giveaway for the members. Thank you guys. Thank you, members, so much. You guys are awesome. You really keep this channel running and going. So you guys are the backbone and the big support of this channel. So thank you guys very much. We're going to get a gift card out to the next winner here. So I'm going to read off all the people. Now, if J-Rod or Your Bad wins, they'll get put into the lure pack. The member gets the gift card here tonight, but I don't want to leave out anybody who may have joined a little late. So with that being said, we've got Mad Bass, Keeping It Real, Cody Conway, Hilfno, Silvera 5, Mike Dozer, Ray K, Brian Wentler, RC Creative. Then I've got J-Rod and Your Bad in here. So am I missing anybody? I would feel horrible if I ran it and then I was missing a member. So do we got everybody? going to run one more time through the list myself real quick. We got Hilfno, yes. Cody Conway, yes. Mad Bass, Keeping It Real. Ray and Kay. Ryan Woodler. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Looks like we got everybody. Here we go. Oh, I think this is your first time. Might have won before. Conway, you are the winner of tonight's members giveaway. So Cody Conway, make sure you reach out to. We'll get you your gift card. So Vic, Mario, and Cody Conway, all on the winning board there. And we got Kamze and Jimmy as well. So got to get everybody their lure packs and their gift cards. So make sure you reach out to me, and we'll get that sent out to you right away. So I appreciate everybody joining me tonight. Common Sense Fishing, talking about summer fishing tips, best lures to use in the summer. Talked about my trip to the Grand Canyon, New Mexico, to Meow Wolf, the family ordeal, summertime, HVAC stuff. Catching everybody up with some plans of the channel. We're going to have some guests, some changes, a couple of whiteboard videos coming up. So I hope you guys, big shot by Real Fishing Bait. We'll have to check that out. Thanks, Mad Bass. So we'll see you guys on the next one. We'll be here Monday, Wednesday, and so look for me Wednesday night between 6 and 7. I'll be on. I'm trying to shoot for 6 or 7-ish, trying to keep 7, but if I'm home and I have a relatively easy day, I'm just going to jump on earlier, and we'll try to go a little longer maybe. So be flexible with this. I'm trying to keep a routine though in the 6 or 7 range. I know a lot of people said they preferred 7, so because some people work, stuff like that. So we'll kind of play around with that time frame until we get it really hammered down. Once the HVAC season calms down, I'll be able to go back to either 6 or 7, and we'll choose. But with the volatility of the summer, I'm just kind of jumping on when I can so that I'm not missing these live streams and that we're delivering you guys great content. I've got a couple of fishing trips planned soon, so can't wait to bring you guys some good videos. I did go on 2 trips recently, but I wasn't able to upload any video because there were night trips all done at night with just I recorded and I took but just horrible footage. It's just not usable. Didn't have good lighting. So sucked. But we caught a lot of fish, but wasn't able to use the footage and nothing big. So I didn't like bust out the big flashlights or batteries and this and that for 1 and 2 pound bass. But I had a great time. So hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. We'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget, we have another giveaway coming up in August. So thank you, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you guys on the next one. RC Creative, I will definitely message you my address. And yeah, Harry, I'm gonna be probably working until Friday. So Saturday or Sunday might be my next day, or if not next week with this HVAC stuff. I've just been super busy. So unfortunately, fishing wise, this week, Monday through Friday is kind of off, unless we do night fishing. It might be a different story. The weekend is open. Always down to go night fishing. So we'll see you guys soon. I'll make sure that I get RC Creative. I'll get you my address again, and then Cody Conway. Make sure you reach out to me through Facebook, through my email, Sam Matthews on Facebook, and we'll get you guys your prizes. So thanks again. Have a good one and tight lines, everybody. Hope these tips and tricks help out. Go smack some biggins.